So today we have a wagon full of gnomes that have a vendetta against everybody, including a boy. He probably deserves it. But in the wagon is a whole bunch of gnomes that do different things, like this guy. He's very excited to throw a rock, so he can just do 9 damage right at the start of the fight for free. But that's only once per battle. And then a toxic knight here can deal 4 damage and apply poison. Sounds like a good time. And all these cards are free, except for these ones that cost mana. So a slingshot, if it crits, applies poison times 2, I do like, but sadly it didn't crit. At least this one can deal damage and draw a card, where we get a spotter. Would be nice if we had this first, but that's basically all we can do this turn. So let's go ahead and end the turn, and then they'll do their thing. Some damage, they take poison, and then guy got spiky. So we just became weak. So we deal a little less damage. Oh, there's a spiky. Deals 3 damage to the hero when added to the hand. How rude. But we do have to get through this guy to get to the boy in the back who's about to do damage. So let's use the mana lad here to get 1 bit of mana, and then the doctor to heal up the damage we just took. And then a slingshot here, which sadly didn't crit again. So I might as well just deal some damage. And thankfully the spiky card went away. So now you get a little bit of armor, you deal a little more damage. At least you're not weak anymore. So let's do a quick little bit of damage to get rid of you. Very nice. And ooh, 2 mana lads. This is very nice because we get a little bit of mana back there. You're not dead yet. Why do you have to be so annoying? Get out of here. Oh my gosh, you're still not dead. At least the poison will finish you off. And the slingshot can target the boy in the back, so let's give you some spotter bonuses. So the next hit you do is a crit, so you can get poison too. Looking good there, and then you die from poison, and now all that's left is you, who's just waving a curse around. Oh, and it looks like you're about to get some dodge. So let's hopefully take you out before you do that. We'll get some mana back here. The Screwinator. When do we get Doofenshmirtz in here? But 2 damage and apply some weak because we're also weak, so not as great damage, but at least you're weak too. And then we'll go ahead and do a spotter to do another slingshot attack. Very nice. So now you get even more poison. But now we're out of mana, so we can't do speedy here. That's okay though. At least the poison effects. And of course there's a spiky again, but hopefully all of our attacks land so we can take you out. We can try the toxic knight first, which it missed, but here, let's do mana lad, and then might as well just do a spotter and then the slingshot, which sadly missed again. But at least you don't have the evasion this turn. Instead, you just throw a spike in my face, which thankfully didn't happen this time, but of course we're weak now, so we need all the damage that we can get. Another mana lad, another spotter, and another slingshot. Beautiful! And after the victory, we get some rewards, like some flame power for meta upgrades and coins. And then we get to add a gnome to our squad, a slingshot sniper, which gets 5 to crit chance for each gnome played before him. Interesting. Although it would be nice if we had some armor, so why don't we get the hide and shield? And now we get to continue through the land and find other battles and goodies, like this coin right here. Easy pickings. But there's also the campfire that has some goodies. Stumbled upon an ancient heathen temple, so we spray the statue with blood and gain superpowers, or quail in fear and give up power to the enemies. So we either get 1 to our damage or 1 to enemy damage. I'd rather not give the enemies any more damage. We'll take the damage, even if it is quite hurtful. So now let's go to another battle because that opens up the way to these sausages here, which we need to feed our gnomes in order for them to keep going. And so we're fighting Yokel again, but also a crossbowman who is given a strength buff. I don't like that. But at least we do have a hide and shield, so we can give ourselves some armor. And we are less than 50 HP, so that should be 9 armor. Very nice. And there are some commands over here as well that also cost those sausages. Deal 10 damage to all enemies. Why don't we wait on that? We'll try to get these guys whittled down first, so we can bring that mana back. And that gave us a little bit of healing. Very nice. Because we have armor. I like it. So Speedy can draw another card. Ooh, yes, the poison. Absolutely. And then you can become weak, so you're dealing even less damage. And might as well get that healing back. So thankfully, our armor holds up. And you gave yourself the strength buff, and you're about to do it again. Great. Now, we don't have any mana gnomes now, but at least we have full mana, so we can give ourselves a spotter and a slingshot. Very nice. And deal 10 damage. Could finish this guy off in 1 go, but the poison's about to do that anyway. So at least you can target the crossbowman in the back. Very nice. And then, yeah, let's heal ourselves up. Maybe we can wait 1 more turn for that. Deals slingshot damage to the one in the back. No, we need to take out the yokel in the front because he's about to do damage. So thankfully the poison finishes you off. And now you got yourself even more strength. Oh my gosh, you're about to do 23 damage. I don't like you at all. And still no mana things, but we did just reshuffle our deck. So if we do speedy, maybe we can get a mana gnome. And thankfully we do. So we get a little bit more healing there, but we have no way of stopping the damage unless we use the fire command to deal 10 damage to you. Very nice. And then we just need to deal a little bit to get you all the way down to nothing, but that's a little risky unless we use more to have the cards require no mana. You know what, that might be worth it, just so we're not taking so much damage. Spotter and then slingshot, get out of here. Not messing with that, more coins and flames. Ooh, yes, and now we have gnomes that don't cost mana. Applies vulnerability to the enemies, reduces the amount of armor received. Interesting. I think this will be useful, and it is a lot of damage. So now we got another bonfire here, but let's pick up the bunch of sausages, which is only 12 of them. Great. Let's see what's at the bonfire. Ooh, things for free. One of these squad gnomes picked up handcraft, knitting heavy duty caps at downtime. These caps shield against enemy swords. Wow. Keep the materials and supplies coming, or more armor to armor gnomes. So we lose 100 money and 50 sausages. I think we can make that back. So we get even more armor to armor gnomes. Whoa, it's a gnome skull that gives +1 to enemy damage? I don't know if I like that, but it looks like there might be some more sausage supplies up here. Oh yeah, a lot. Let's go up that way because we need to replenish a whole bunch more. Okay, so we got 24 back there. There's a bling here. Gives additional effects to the dwarves in the squad. Oh, I like this. It's a parrot. A gnome in this slot costs 1 mana more, and then +2 to gnome buffs in this slot. So it's only if the gnomes end up in this card slot. Why don't we just place it in the middle? See what it does. Now we do have to keep in mind that there is a boss over this way to the east, but we need to make sure that we're strong enough to actually fight him. Oh, time to feast. And if we give them a sumptuous feast, then they get extra damage and we get more max HP? Oh, that's gonna be helpful. It does cost most of the sausage supply, but hopefully we don't need any because there's only one enemy here, a little guard, who's about to give themselves some armor, so this is a good time for Needle. Reduces the amount of armor received by 50. So go ahead and take that, yes. Now the Doctor Gnome is in the extra mana cost slot, but we should be able to do that this round, so need to make sure that we're healed up. And then since you don't have any armor, this is the perfect time for the Stonemason to do his big attack for 12 damage now. And then the Screwinator for more damage, and the Slingshot, which sadly didn't crit, but the guard is already halfway dead. And only after the first turn. So yeah, go ahead and get some more armor. You're about to get some more armor, but the Mana Lad is here. Although, oh, you're in the parrot slot. The parrot kind of isn't good. Although it does give a little more armor. Well, the Mana Lad is here, so might as well just go ahead and go through with that. So at least we have armor for next time, but the rest of the gnomes cost mana, so we can't do anything. That's okay, you're not attacking yet. And are you just being tanky? I think you're just being tanky. Well, at least now we have armor, so we can get healing from the mana, and then a little bit of poison to you, which thankfully goes through armor. And then we do have 2 mana for 2 slingshot hits. Yes, working super well. We could get another needle or a guardsman for 6 armor. I do like this. More armor options, but we definitely need to work on our sausage supply. So there is a couple of good ones over here. Let's get to this one first. Whoa, big old crate, hold on. Let's go through there, there's a lot of goodies up here. So thankfully we have enough mana to do the guardsman right away, get some armor there, and then the Mana Lad can kick in and heal us. Yes, we're almost back to full. And then the other 2 are free, so you get to be weak and you get to be poisoned as well. Have fun with that. Our armor holds up, but also because of curses that we have at the start, we lose money when we get attacked, but we also gain money when we attack them. Ooh, now we have the means to get rid of you altogether. I like this idea because the crossbowman hasn't attacked yet. Now we could try and do speedy to get the spotter, but that would only leave 1 mana left over. So might as well just do 2 slingshots. So now your strength is buffed up and you're about to do 23 damage again. Hopefully we don't have to spend any sausages to get rid of you like last time. But the Mana Lad is gonna be good here. And we don't have any ranged attack gnomes this time. But there is a poison gnome there. And I might as well get as much armor as we can. So we're only gonna take 10 damage. It's not so bad. But now we have the means to take you out altogether. So, okay. It's what I was afraid of. The parrot also makes free cards cost mana. Although the buff does get increased to vulnerability ×4. Wow. But maybe we should get 2 of the same gnome, especially this one that gives more poison. Oh, and there's gnomes in cages right up here. A random gnome who is happy to join your squad. Yeah, maybe we should help him out, and hopefully this has better bling. That looked better. Gnome will restore 5 health of the hero if not played from this slot before the end of the turn. That's way better than the parrot. But let's put you over here, and then we get a couple of sausages there. And now we're going into a normal fight, which is gonna be a little more difficult, but it should be fine. Oh, there's 3 of them. And you're about to destroy armor, so it wouldn't be good to do anything about that, but you also are about to cast curses, so hopefully we can get rid of one of these guys, or I guess girls, and then a goat, in the first turn. So first let's do Speedy for 7 damage, draw a card, and then 9 damage. Oh, well this is just tragic. The mana lad costs mana, so it doesn't even work. But let's do Free Needle, and then a slingshot here, so that's 1 enemy down, thankfully. And then let's do a slingshot to the back line because you have less health. And then why don't we hold on to the Toxic Knight just to restore some HP? That should work well enough. So we healed more than we took damage for, which is good, but now we have a curse. I don't think the curse actually kicked in. So that's good, but you're about to do poison, and I don't like that idea. Oh, that's the curse. A Mana Eater drains hero's mana when added to the hand. How rude. 12 damage to you, and then poison the goat. We need to start doing some poison damage. Especially because the goat is about to become stronger, and I don't like that idea. And now we have poison, great. Now you're about to heal. I wish I could take you out in one go, but we don't have any ranged gnomes, sadly, so we have to get through the goat. At least these things are free, and it makes you weak. And you're about to do damage first, so let's give ourselves armor to survive this. So that works. Okay, now both of them are pretty much in position to be taken out in one turn, just not both of them at once. So let's restore some mana, and then get rid of the goat right away. I think that works better. And now you're about to just do 2 curses, so not really worried about that. Let's just get some... No, let's save on you, because you heal. And then a slingshot to you. Now the next turn, you're basically done for. So we get some more Mana Eaters, but it doesn't matter, because Toxic Knight, goodbye. And we got 16 coins out of that fight, very good. Ooh, yes, another needle. So now we have access to the gnomes, and that was another Speedy, very good, and we're also right next to a sanctuary. So let's enter it, and now we can buy some sausages and restore health, and also train gnomes. But let's definitely buy some of these because we had a very poor supply there for a while. Now what does it cost to train the gnomes? A little bit of money, of course. We can boost the mana lads to give 2 mana. I do like this idea. Mana is everything. Even though we only had enough for 1 of them, that's okay. Use the rest of mine to buy more sausages. And we can get another cage gnome over here. A knife! And he's ranged. Oh, and he applies mark. Direct damage to a target with mark becomes critical. Oh, that is amazing, but he's only a 1-off. It's so tragic. At least we can make the rounds and collect even more sausages. Right before it becomes feeding time, luckily. Let's get a more sumptuous feast. And we can see more goodies over here, but it's the opposite way of the boss. We can afford this. At least these fights are still easy. They just don't give as good rewards. Ooh, yes. Let's do Spotter now, and then Speedy for 9 damage, because that becomes critical. And then Needle here, and Toxic Knight. Oh, he's gonna be 1 health short of being taken out. It's so tragic. We got so close. Ah, well, that's fine. Now we can give ourselves armor, and then take you out, finally. A little bit of mana, and then yeah, let's go ahead and give you a mark. So the next hit on you is gonna be critical, or just gets removed right away, which didn't give you poison because I guess you're immune, but at least we can do 12 more damage to you, and then 9 damage from the slingshot, yes. So maybe it's a good idea to pick up chamomile here because it reduces all damage by 4, but only once. Ooh, and then we find a big bucket of money. And then another caged dwarf. Hey, it's chamomile again. And we got, what is that? A sleeping bag. When a curse hits this slot, the hero restores 8 health. Oh. It looked like most of the curses were ending up in the last slot here, so let's put that there. And then I think we need to start working our way back down towards the boss. So on the way, let's stop by this campfire here. Hopefully it's nothing bad. Found a bottomless flask of cider? Ooh, can make a cool million for this doodad, or shall we keep it? Or a million means 200 coins. Or if we keep it, then we get 10 max HP. And does this mean we just heal? That honestly might be more worth it because it's also a lot of sausages. And we're about to feast again, so let's go ahead and do this. Sell it. And then on our way back down towards the boss, let's just cut through this fight here. after we feast again, where it's a catcher who looks like he's constantly mewing. But at least they both give curses, so this is a good chance to heal, even though we're full health. At least we can give a lot of poison. Poison times 3, and that's the boosted mana lad. I like it. So we can hit all of these, yes please. And give ourselves some armor, sure. We are being perfectly safe here. Oh, so that was what was that one? I didn't see it, but it was unplayable. Now I wish I had more range because you're about to go down after this poison, but I guess we can go ahead and do that for some mana and then do the weakest attack that we have to get rid of you. And then we can attack you in the back, and also some vulnerability. Even though you don't really give yourself armor, it still attacks, which is good. Oh, and there the curse at the back slot. So we healed off of that, very good. That is working out perfectly. And then 12 damage, a boulder right on your face. Oh, hello, new gnome types. Toxic. Discards a gnome, applies poison times 3, wow. We already have poison cards that deal damage as well though, so let's get blinder so we give them a chance to miss. Okay, now we're back on the normal path. So let's go back down this way, I think. There's a medium fight here. Actually, what is that? A meeting place. So we can buy bling and hire gnomes for our squad. Let's go there right away. And so we can also see what's over here, another sanctuary. Okay, now we have a guard again, so the needle is gonna have a much better time applying that vulnerability, but you're not getting armor this time, you're attacking actually, so that's rude and annoying. And then a little more mana, a stonemason. Yeah, why don't we do that? And then hopefully the vulnerability sticks with you, and then slingshot, so the guard is almost down right away. Although it might be a better idea to focus the range on the crossbowman because you deal a lot of damage with your attacks. Not that we really need to though. 9 damage here, and then, oh, not quite enough, but 8 damage here will take out the guard. Very good. And then we can still go ahead and give you poison. But now you're actually about to do damage, so we could do chamomile right now. Reduce damage by 4. Let's do speedy. Actually, mana lad would give us 1 mana back now, so we can do this for sure. We'll still do chamomile, but now we can do speedy. Draw a card. Toxic Knight. Let's just do that. Ooh, the weakness really saved that. And then a little more poison, so you're almost taken out and you're not doing too much damage. So that was a huge help. Thank you, chamomile. Hello again. So the cleaner is interesting. Removes the target's last buff or debuff. I mean, maybe, but let's get another healing card so that we have 2 options once per battle. And now let's see what's in this meeting place here. So we can hire some dwarves or get, ooh, good bling. A spyglass. If you play a ranged gnome from this slot first, all attack gnomes will get +4 damage. Oh, wow. I think for sure. I didn't realize how much money we had. 200. Crazy. Should we buy the apple as well? Let's for sure get another hide and shield, and then the mage can give mana fountain. Fully replenishes the hero's mana at the start of the turn. Yes, please. And then yeah, we'll buy the apple, so now we have a bling available for all slots. And yeah, let's get another skirmisher. All the gnomes are good. It is kind of random where the gnomes end up, but at least the blings are good all around, even if the parrot is kind of annoying. Okay, there's another gnome skull there. I really don't see the benefit to picking these up, but also there's a difficult battle stopping us from getting to the sanctuary easily, and there's one right there. So let's go down here to the medium fight. It looks like we're getting really close to the boss. Oh, and instead of a yokel or whatever it was, we have a peasant who has a lot more HP, and you're about to give yourself some more armor. No thank you. 9 armor from the guardsman, might as well. Get ahead of that. And then a screwinator to you. And then, yeah, let's draw a card here. Hopefully something that we can use. Yes, it is, another screwinator, more weakness. Here we go, the 2 mana back from the mana lad. I love it so much. And then, yeah, needle again. Lose even more armor. Or I guess it's still by half, but for more turns. That's fine. More poison to you as well. And then we can start to attack you in the back because you're about to do a lot of damage. And sadly, we don't have chamomile this time. Unless we play speedy and draw a chamomile, but we don't. Instead, we get hide and shield again. So let's do you. And now I think would be a good time to get mage. So we restore all of our mana at the start of the turn, because we're gonna need that this time. And we unfortunately do not have a lot of damage dealers now, but the stonemason is here, and then we can blind you, so you have a chance to miss. And then sure, get armor back. And then a little bit of healing from the mana gnome. We're doing pretty good here. Now you're getting even stronger, which unfortunately means the blindness isn't gonna kick in unless we keep it up, but I don't feel like letting you live that long. Ooh, and the good news is the ranged gnome ended up in this slot, so we play you, and then everybody else gets more damage, so the Toxic Knight can take you out with 11 damage. This is working out pretty well. I'm proud of our little gnomes. Oh, and there's a sniper again. But unfortunately, it is also time to feast. We need a better supply of sausages. Maybe there's one at the bonfire here, so we can lose all of our money and all of our sausage supply and get more maximum mana. Or we just lose the max HP and gain maximum mana. I feel like that's a much better option. And then we get to the sanctuary. So let's build up our supply a little bit there first. How much does it cost to train gnomes? 25 now. Should we just upgrade the stonemason? 14 damage at the start of the fight? I think yes. And then let's upgrade the other mana lads so they both give 2 mana. Now we buy a couple more sausages and it's looking pretty good. Should we try a difficult fight now? I feel like we're ready for a difficult fight where we're fighting pigeons. One-eyed pigeons. Amazing. What even is this? Do calls for backup. I don't like that idea. Oh my goodness, the stonemason can almost take out that pigeon in the back right away. You know what, let's just soften you up a whole bunch. And then our melee fighters can deal with the pigeon in the front. And let's give you blindness. No, not yet. You're not gonna attack for a little bit. I know how you work. And I don't think they actually are gonna summon backup this time because there isn't any vacant slots on the battlefield. So we have to make sure to get rid of you in the back. Thankfully we do. And then we can take care of you in the middle, or not the middle, the front. So now they're not gonna call for backup anymore. 2 birds, 1 gnome. Not exactly, but you know what I'm going for there. Anyway, poison the crossbowman. Let's just move on from that. So I guess this fight was only gonna be difficult if the pigeons actually continue calling for backup, but it's actually not too bad right now. And the best part is the mana lad restores even more HP being in this slot. Yes, please. So we're back up to full, which is a lot less health than we used to have. But it's fine. And also, if we just keep playing more things, then the slingshot sniper is gonna deal even more damage. Or not have more damage, but more crits. And the spotter is just gonna be a guaranteed crit anyways. Oh, it's so close. If only you had a little bit of poison. But it's fine. Everything is fine. Well, let's definitely get some more blinders so we can blind more enemies. Now, how far away are we? Oh, the boss is right there. I think you have something in your eye there, bud. But there's a bling right before it too. A chicken nugget. What? That doesn't look like a chicken nugget if I've ever seen one. But we can visit the sanctuary one more time before fighting him. We just have to deal with some dogs, thugs, and pigeons. And the slingshot sniper is in the range slot with the spyglass. The thing is, do we play you first? We haven't played any other attack gnomes, or any gnomes at all, so you're not gonna get any more crit chance. And I don't wanna waste the mana lad here. Let's play Speedy first. And see what kind of card we get. Spotter. You know what? Let's just make it a guaranteed crit. Right to the pigeon in the back. Yes, no more backup. And now we can play Mana Lad for more things back there, and then Toxic Knight to you. Now, this is gonna hurt a little bit, plus we are getting a curse, but hopefully the curse lands up in the last slot. No, not at all. No curses at all. But we are weakened now, so our cards are not doing as much damage. Thank you, puppy. Very cool. But at least the armor will help here, and then we can blind you, I think, so you have a chance to miss. Ideally, we'd be able to take out the dog right away, but it doesn't seem like we're gonna be able to. And probably should have done that guy first. But it's okay, our shield will hold up. Hey, and he did miss. Super helpful. Now, give me some mana and some health, but also get some armor just in case they don't miss. And then, yeah, get close to taking out the dog. Sadly, the dog did not miss, but that guy did. So we don't get curses that time. Here we go, Speedy to the dog, finish you off, draw a card, and then we get even more weakness, yes. And then, yeah, 17 damage, it's so good. Oh, so now we get the curse, but it's not in the right slot, so it doesn't even matter. Ah well, it doesn't matter either. We're getting a lot of flames here, and maybe it's about time we get a weaponsmith, which would be important to play first if we don't have armor, because you also take away armor. I'd rather get another slingshot. Sniper. Now, thankfully, we have plenty of turns before we have to feast again, so we're not worried about that, which also means more money to train gnomes. And upgrading the spotter sounds like a good time, so we get spotter for more than just one turn, or more than one attack. And upgrading the blinder makes them free, beautiful. But that's all we can do. Let's just use this to top up our health a little bit before we pick up the chicken nugget. Oh, it's not a bling, it's just a buff. More max HP. Here's a bling though. It's a pencil sharpener. +2 damage dealt by a melee gnome. Ooh, I think it's time we replace the parrot in that case, which we can't save the parrot, and you know what, that's fine. I'd rather just destroy it. Better buffs. So now it's time to fight whoever you are. The Bandit boss, which has 125 HP, and you're about to call some ads. I'd rather you didn't, but I guess we can't help that. At least the slingshot is in the correct slot for you. Can we make it a crit first? I don't think we can, but at least that works there. So now the slingshot sniper can deal 12 damage. But let's play the Toxic Knight first, give ourselves some armor, and then, yeah, make it blind because I feel like you're gonna attack next turn. And then slingshot sniper. Ooh, yes, that made it a crit. Beautiful. Exactly what I wanted. And you're calling some dogs. We'll let the dogs out. But sure enough, they're all doing damage. At least it's not as bad of damage as I was worried about. And we can also give ourselves plenty of armor. Well, maybe not plenty, but we can start to weaken them a little bit. And so the armor's gonna hold up. Oh, now we have a prisoner who is in the wrong slot to be beneficial. And we're also weakened. I don't like this. Stonemason, we might as well wait on the Stonemason so he does full damage. And then blind the doggy. And then we can do some damage to you, I guess. We have to get through them all anyway, but you're also getting more damage as we go on. So let's wrap this up quickly, I think. Especially because we just lost all of our armor. At least the Toxic Knight is in the correct slot for more damage. So that helps. And then, yes, get rid of you. And we have no means of critting, but I guess we could use some of these abilities here, like dealing 10 damage to all enemies. Let's wait on that until the dog is close to dead. And then there's nothing really going on here, so let's just save all of this. So thankfully the dog missed, but now he also called another dog. This is getting annoying. Let's do a spotter for 2 of those, and then speedy to damage. Should we damage the boss right away? You know, I might as well. Let's whittle you down. So that's 1 crit, and then we get 2 mana back, and then the slingshot sniper will guaranteed crits for 16 more damage. We're slowly getting down the boss's health, but now we also need to be attacking the dogs in front, so they deal less damage, because we don't have armor to protect us this time. So this hurts a little bit. Thankfully it's not so bad, but there's another curse. And the curse just happens right away, which is rude. But at least we can blind the dog doing the most damage, so hopefully miss. At least now we can get armor again. So the next batch of attacks will do slightly less damage. Oh, good, you missed. Please miss more often. But we also happen to be weakened again, so Stonemason is still suffering. But more armor is always good. And I feel like now might be a good time to reduce the attacks that enemies do by 4, because I don't like taking that much damage. At least even though you're weakened, you're in the correct slot for melee gnomes, so we can still poison the dog a little bit. And thankfully this one missed, so we're not as weakened. But here, let's draw a card attacking you. Mana Lad again. Armor first, and then Mana Lad. So we're almost to full HP. I wouldn't say the fight's going bad, it's just taking a little bit more time, and sadly that dog is about to survive. But let's just keep doing more damage to the boss so he doesn't get armor. So I guess we just have to deal with the weakened status a whole bunch, and hopefully blind you. Oh, but now we got 2 prisoners. So they just stack up. That's rude. At least this is in the slot that heals us. But yeah, I'd rather just deal with you outright. Especially because the boss isn't about to summon another thing, and then Slingshot can hopefully crit on you, but it didn't. Let's just keep doing more damage. So thankfully the dog missed, and oh, more strength. Yeah, the dog is getting a little dangerous, but the boss is also about to replace a dog. At the very least, if we get rid of this dog, then he has to start with new ones buffing them up. So we can definitely do that, since I feel like we might not be able to deal with the dog this turn. Actually, we will. That is good news. So the boss is all alone, even though he's about to summon more dogs, but we can still give you a little more damage. And thankfully, they're not as buffed as the other one was. Ooh, now we should blind the boss because he's doing the most damage. And we don't have any ranged gnomes, sadly, but we can still deal damage. For this turn only, I'm glad you don't go away. We'll do you. So the dogs actually won't do any damage. They're just gonna apply weakened status, which is annoying. Oh, and you didn't miss. Okay, but you know what? More blindness. And then, oh man, the prisoners are really stacking up. This is the most annoying part about this. At least not playing this is healing us. And the boss is getting so weak now, but I want to save on that Stonemason until it can do full damage. But the dogs are the worst part about this. So we just gotta keep giving ourselves more armor, poison them some more, and then weakness, and then we played enough gnomes that hopefully the slingshot sniper can crit, which it did, but it barely did any damage. I want to deal some poison to the boss, but we need the spotter back. Oh well, we'll just keep up the Keep up the momentum, if there even is momentum happening. At least that's another dog down, so we're not gonna be weakened for, I guess, more turns. We just get more prisoners in our hand. Ooh, but there's a spotter. But of course we are weakened. You know what? Might as well do this. Just to get rid of your shields, so you don't get any more for a little bit. And there you go, buffing the dog again. But let's blind you. I would love to stun you so you can't summon any more dogs. But, okay, for the sake of damage, I think we need to use a stonemason finally. Now, ooh, it actually crit. Oh, because I had the spotter thing. Oh, huge. The boss is getting weaker. Only a couple more things need to happen. More range attacks. And also more shields, please. But this is working though. You're not gonna do enough to crit on the boss and get rid of shields, so let's have you attack the stronger dog. We are surviving, thankfully, with armor intact. Ooh, yes, draw a card here. Yes, more drawing cards. We can take out the boss. Yes, finally. Now we just have to deal with these annoying dogs. Because for the first time in forever, we didn't have any weakening, but now we do again. Oh, and now we don't have any damage dealers. You know what? Reduce their damage in that case and force you to miss. Or hope you miss. At least without the boss to buff their strength, then they really aren't that much of a threat anymore. So goodbye you. I said goodbye you. And then we hopefully get rid of you even more, or at least make you so weak you're kind of not even a threat. Not kind of, you are not a threat. Oh, good. Beat it all. And hey, we got some blings and enemies' teeth out of that. Gross. At least they're golden teeth, it looks like. Whoa, big old shoots of things. And we got some blings. And we have completed the first stage in the looking glass. 3 paths into darkness. Which one do we take? This one seems shinier than the rest, but they also come with curses. So this one makes the prices go up. Ooh, doubled. Oh, gross. Enemies receive +1 damage for every 100 coins a player has. That'd be risky. Or Gnome's poison is increased by 1 and enemies poison by 3. I don't know if I want to deal with poison, but if we spend money often enough, then we can deal with this curse well enough. So now we're into a new area with even more gnomes in cages. Great. At least there's a big supply of sausages right away. Ooh, and a shish kebab. I could go for one of those. So even more max HP, I love it. And there's a free gnome in a cage. Ooh, another knife, yes. I don't know who gave the gnomes knives, but I love them for it. And there's also a lot of open paths without getting to the boss. So why don't we see where the boss is fully? Stranger danger? Or sketchy, but why not? We could get a lot of sausages from that for not that much damage. Worth it. Ooh, you're right over there. Oh, you look weird. But there's a sanctuary right here. Should we just rush the boss? Maybe we should. Let's go up to this pile of coins here before we go to that sanctuary. I feel like we're gonna need a bit of upgrading before this boss. Whoa, new enemy types too. We got Giga Chad and Cheerleader, and you're getting more attacks, and then you are forcing us to use melee only. Well, thankfully we have plenty of melee units, but before this kicks in, we should maybe take you out as best we can. So a speedy attack here, and then here. Ooh, the knife. Wait, did that miss? Because you have a 25% chance to dodge, how fun. But at least we have a knife here that applies mark. So that should be good there. Beautiful, huge crits, wow! I almost don't want to use a sniper on you, but I would rather take you out so you don't have to deal with you anymore. Okay, now it's just the big guy. So, I don't know if you're gonna give yourself some armor, but we can give you a little bit of vulnerability and a blinder. So maybe you'll miss, but you are getting swifter, so you're attacking a lot more often, great, and you're applying bruise effect. After 6 bruises, the hero gets knockout, which means attack gnomes cannot be played. Okay, we really need to get rid of you. You are so rude. We also don't have any shielding cards, so this is rough. Weakness. And then a needle as well, and a stonemason, and then slingshot. We'll save this one for healing, which thankfully... Oh wait, that's actually not good, because the jab here, when a character has an even number of HP, all of his attacks will be critical. Or is that when he has an even number? It might be when you have an even number of HP, so let's do things that don't give you even number if we can't take you out. But thankfully we should be able to. Maybe. Not quite yet. But we can still give you blindness. So you are getting stronger, but you're probably not gonna survive this turn. Sure enough, you're not. Another stonemason. Knockout. And we are getting quite a few more coins from these fights, but pretty much the same kind of gnomes. Maybe a cleaner would be good right now if the enemies are buffing themselves like this. As weird as this guy is, I think we need him. But at least now we get access to the coins. And then an easy little rest because we have an insane amount of sausages. Oh, and there's a bucket of coins right there. I need it. Oh, so there's some old enemies and some new enemies, including a cat. But now you're about to kick in ranged only. So it isn't always melee, but we are getting attacked right away, so I'd rather not have that be a thing. And we can blind you, and then you have some weakness to you as well, and then range damage to the cheerleader, which now we get spotter, go figure. Hopefully this sticks around. Oh, he missed. Whoa, 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 okay. I misread that multiplier. And thankfully the thing here does stick around, so the range damage can get really good. But maybe we should take care of the cat if you're dealing 12 damage a hit. And I guess we can still use melee gnomes. It's just gonna be the last thing that we do on a turn. But let's play a mage here to get that mana pool back, which unfortunately I guess was all the mana that we had. Well, all right, then I guess we're doing melee anyway. So we are, yikes, we are taking quite a bit more damage. And now switching to melee only. You're so annoying. But at least the melee restrictor is off. So now let's try to deal as much damage to the cheerleader in the back as possible. A beautiful crit. I also forgot that we had guaranteed crits right now. We should probably, can we take you out now? No, let's take out the ring girl. A toxic poisoning to you. And then, yes, we should heal ourselves because these guys hurt now. I may have underestimated the enemies in this area, and the cat's just getting stronger and stronger. Let's blind you. We should be able to handle the thug here well enough. With a little bit of a speedy hit there, stonemason to the back. Yes, get rid of the cat, thank you. And then get rid of the thug. Oh, good. We might need those sanctuaries sooner than I thought. And the barkeep here, I don't really like that perk just for the chance to miss. But if they are doing lots of damage, then the Skirinator is going to be a very useful unit. Okay, but at least now we get the bucket of coins. And then we can work our way down to the sanctuary. Okay, now we do have to be careful because you in the back, you run out of patience every turn, and then each hit increases overall number of attacks. And you already started 3? Well, that's just rude. Let's give you blindness. That doesn't count for anything. And then we absolutely need armor because there's gonna be a lot of things that we need to take care of. At least these last 2 are free. So let's get rid of the big guy first, I think. Okay, so 2 of those attacks missed. That's good. And we have armor so we can get some healing from this. And you're about to heal. I'd rather you didn't, but here, some armor there, and then more mana back, and then make you weak, and then hit you with a whole big rock. So, ooh, those were critical because he had even number of health. Yikes. At least we still have armor. So now's a good time to use this, and you're about to deal a curse, okay then. But let's keep giving you blindness since you're about to go into rage mode, and then 8 damage here, and then 10 damage here. Yes! All the way down. And I guess we do have to deal with you, so might as well start stacking up the damage. And there's the rage. Changes behavior and becomes very dangerous. Oh, but we got a delivery backpack? Increases damage by +4 and patience +2. So we have to give this to you to get your patience back, but your damage increases by 4. Do we need to use this? Well, at least we can do everything here. Just need to keep up the attacks and then reduce damage. So thankfully it's just 5 damage now. And then critical, very good. And do we do this now? Oh, I guess we could boost our patience. So if we run out of patience, do we go into rage? Let's try it out. We only got 1 point of damage, but also no more patience, it looks like. Interesting. Ooh, a lot of those missed. Oh, good. Now we should be able to finish you off. Oh, good. I don't have to deal with you. But definitely more armor is needed. At least now we get the sanctuary after we get a couple of coins here. So thankfully we can heal for pretty cheap. Might as well go all the way. We have a good amount of sausages. Let's train some of our gnomes and make the Skirminators better so they apply more weakness. And then we can make the guardsmen give more armor. We could make the cleaner free for mana costs or the blind. Yeah, let's make the blinder free for mana. And that got expensive very quickly, but we should be okay. The boss is right there. And I think we're gonna be as good as we can get because the fights so far haven't been so bad. Instead, we have to beat the bloody Baroness, whose entire head looks like a pincushion. And the fact that all of you have the same breathing is a little, it's a little off-putting, I'm not gonna lie. But you apply a magic bubble and you apply grow? Increases the target's damage, health, and healing power and armor gain? It is a buff, so we can remove it, but I feel like we need to get rid of these students first before taking out the Baroness. And you're gonna apply pestilence Nulls any healing of hero. Great. But you're also about to become invincible, so maybe we should deal damage to you as soon as we can. But we need to get through the first alpha student first. So let's just go ahead and start that. We can blind you for sure, and then we get mana, or not mana, we get shields. Hopefully this isn't so bad. Oh, you applied magic bubble to the last one. I thought you were gonna protect the Baroness. And you applied the grow to here? So never mind the Baroness, I guess, but she is about to break our armor. And there's a pestilence. So at least we don't need healing yet, but you're about to do, if the target has armor, deals critical damage. Oh, great. Rather you didn't. Oh, that missed? How did that miss? Don't miss again. Good, it did miss, and that was critical. Can we get another critical? Ooh, we can, but you're still alive. Well, getting rid of one student is still gonna be super beneficial for us because they like to just buff each other. Oh, okay, that first one missed. I'm glad for that at least. Now you go away. How does that miss? Okay, so we shouldn't put on armor because this is gonna be a crit, but the armor still protects us. It's a weird trade-off. Can we at least get rid of one of these things? Please, thank you. Goodness. And reduce this damage. So we can get armor now, and we should be okay. We're mostly okay. It still did a little bit of damage, but actually not that much. And now you just got a buff, so we can do the cleaner here to remove that from you. There we go. Now we definitely need armor back, and I guess we're attacking the Baroness now. But did you even do any attacks? I don't think you did, I think it was just you. So let's just keep attacking the Baroness, which there's a pestilence again. Okay, now you're invulnerable. Oh, you did do attacks, I forgot. I definitely forgot about that. And you're attacking first, which is annoying. But at least our attack cards are ranged, so we can deal damage to you. Oh, if it hit. Thank you, at least the big one hit. And all you're doing is applying more magic bubbles, which is still to the Baroness, so that's not so bad. But you're about to do damage now, so it'll blind you here. And then, can we actually get to you? Not with that one. Can we get to you with this? No, of course not, it missed. Now you're invincible to damage, but are you invincible to buffs or debuffs? I guess not. So that's good at least, and this is free, so I'll just get rid of it and give you vulnerability. Even though you're not really applying shields, and you just healed your students, so that's great. And where are our mana cards? And you still have that annoying bubble, but at least we have a spotter here, which cost all of our mana, but we can save it for next turn, I guess. Oh, so that's where it's been coming from. The Baroness has been giving us the drunk buff that I was trying to avoid. Okay, you definitely need to become blind, and I would like to deal with you as soon as possible, but I just did the attack. I just did the shield thing because, okay, in case she didn't miss, it would have been very beneficial. And there's a mana lad. So we're actually full health now. Awesome. Now, please get hurt. Reduce attacks and get more armor, I guess. So, we're still reducing damage, but oh my goodness, these two are so annoying. At least the first alpha student went down easy enough. Ooh, hold on. The cleaner might be able to remove your buff. And it did. Oh, amazing. But we're not drunk anymore, so we can't crit, so that's annoying. Ooh, but we do have spotter. We'll deal a critical hit. Oh, yes, let's give you, should we give you poison or the Baroness poison? Let's give you poison. I don't like you giving the magic bubbles all the time. Oh, and now we're getting different curses. Gnome Autonomo Tunes. Deals 6 damage to the hero when you play the Gnome Master. Is that this guy? I mean, nothing's going on there, so we should be fine, right? And we are drunk now, so here's a chance to crit. Or chance to miss. Let's try this on you. Oh, good, it hit. So less damage there, very nice. And then try to deal damage to you, very good. Another slingshot. Oh, it missed though. And that missed, and that missed. At least we get some heals from that slot. But ow, we're losing too much health now. I don't like this. Make you blind. And we don't have armor either. This is not looking good. Chamomile again. Mana lad, please hit.
Nope.
No! Okay, at least it's not a crit, but ooh, that missed too. Oh, beautiful. And what is this? Will remove debuffs. Great. At least there's no attack, so we can give ourselves shields again. And again. And, I don't know, give you weak. Even though you're gonna remove debuffs. Oh, and there's a girl again. Oh, you're full health again! You were almost dead! Oh, maybe it's good that we're not taking you out. You summoned 2 sisters when left alone. So, we should take you out, and then hopefully do this. Oh, good, a hit. And it says that she heals a target with the lowest health. Does that mean health missing or health number? Which I guess doesn't matter because you got healed anyway. At least we can heal now, wow. So now I guess we're just forced to do as much damage as we can to the Baroness. And let's use the armor here, and then we can use this ability to turn that armor into health, which isn't much, but now the attack won't crit and we won't be losing too much more HP. Even though that hurts. Okay, so she just healed herself. That's so annoying. Maybe we should have beefed up a little bit more. I just want to, at the very least, take out the student in the back, but we also need to protect ourselves. And then I guess another slingshot there, so that was critical. And she hasn't healed, but no, that was the end of us. So now we have to fall back. Death won't claim you for now. It seems to like you. Well, at least somebody does. But we got a lot of flame out of that. Ooh, and we managed to save some gnomes, such as the Master of Puppets. Selects and discards a gnome, gives 9 armor. And the Mana Cook. Selects and discards a gnome and gives 2 mana. Okay, cool. Oh, great, more of them. BBQ. If crit, gives sausages, nice. And a bard. About time we got one of these. Upgrades a random gnome in the hand. Nice. Oh my goodness, there's more of them. A bartender and a Belmont. And wow, that's just the start of this entire gnome army we have left to uncover. And we can use those golden teeth that we've collected to get some new items for ourselves. Such as when the hero loses his armor, he receives dodge. Oh, I like that. Let's equip that. Hey, so now we got some fun looking wheels. Hopefully all of that will help us in a future run. But I think we did pretty good today. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video of Union of Gnomes. These guys look so deadly, and I wouldn't mind messing around with them again. So if you guys want to see that, then be sure to let me know. Thank you for watching, and sub to Intern.